if people want to know a little bit more about the project, they can go to the website we created. We have it's a blog. It's called thechaoschronicle.com. Sorry, people can go see the blog, and the address of the blog is thechaoschronicle.org. O-R-G. And on the blog, you can find already a couple of things I wrote, like as a point of view about our world. Everything has been written in French, translated in English and in Spanish. So there's also a big file about the world project, because we are still looking for production. We need economical support. Actually, we arrived in Central America with $20, and we make our money a little bit on the way. And even for the rest of the project, we're looking for economical support. So I wrote the whole idea of the blog, who I am, why we are doing that, pretty much everything. Also in French, English, and Spanish. And there is also like the teaser, the video teaser of the first part we did in US. And we put the photo of everything we're doing. We put every 2-3 days. We put the photos online, all the photos my daughter is doing, so people can follow a little bit like that the work process. And of course, we are in today is like the 11 or 12, and we are for 1 more month in Central America. And for 1 more month, we're looking for things to film, people to interview. We're especially interested by all kind of activism, people who are doing something for the community, people who are doing like whatever we can be interesting, and people want to show about the action they're making to make the world a better place. You know, it can be pretty much anything, but as a kind of showing us a little bit what is the culture, what people are doing, like what people are doing to make the world a better place. Seems good to me. Then people can contact us through the blog and give us information. You know, after we will be super happy to. I don't know, we're going to Chiapas. I would like to meet the subcommandant Marcos. That would be a dream thing. That you say that France is a country built with a lot of different immigrants and from a lot of different countries, because at the moment we have a lot of problem in France with the immigration and with the people who think they are French, you know, and there is a lot of fascism, you know, people who try to protect something who they try to protect it. Actually, they don't. I think they don't even know exactly what, because when you ask people where the French are coming from, you know, here you can go back to the Aztecs or different culture who are really old. If you ask the French people where they are coming from, they don't even really know. You know, Roman or I don't know. They are a little bit lost about that. But in the same time, there is like all the people who are in France since few generations, they are so protective about France, which is understandable, but in the same time they are not protective on the right way. We have also a lot of problem with the North African immigration in France. And we are a little bit at the moment a shock of culture, because the French culture is based on the Christian culture, and we have a lot of colony in North Africa, and all North Africa is Muslim, are Muslim countries, and now we have a big percentage of the people who are coming in France who are from Muslim culture, and the two culture doesn't go are not going well together. You know, they don't go along at all. So at the moment is a big clash between the new generation who are coming from North Africa, but who are in the same time born in France. They are maybe 2-3 generations in France, but they are still not integrated to the French culture. And on the other side, you have like the pseudo-French culture, who try to reject everything and protect the little bit of what they have. So At the moment, the situation is really bad on this level. The situation is also really bad on the political level and the economic level. At the moment, Europe maybe doesn't look from here, but at the moment, Europe is really in a bad situation. You have also Spain, who has a lot of problem with also immigration and economy and politics. You have Germany, who has a lot of problem with immigration, not with so much with economy and politics. But a little bit everywhere in Europe at the moment is a big problem of trying to know who is European, who is not, because also the same thing. We built Europe. Europe was a good idea, you know. We are all part of the same thing, so let's do Europe. But the Europe who has been built is economic. My name is Luka. I'm a photographer and a video artist. I'm in Central America for a project called the Chaos Crónicas, like Crónicas and Caos. This is the second part of the project. We started the project last year. We started to film for the project last year in US. The first part was doing a road trip from Los Angeles to New York. And the idea of the project is came from the fact that I'm traveling since over 10 years all around the world, and I see a lot of things happening. I see a lot of people. I see, I don't know, I witness a little bit the evolution of our world. And when I go back to my country, when I go back to Europe, the world I see on TV, I see on magazine is a completely different world than the real world I see. So I start to get the idea that I should try to document a little bit what I was seeing, but I didn't know exactly which form it was going to take, and yeah, I kept the idea for a while without really know what to do with it. And at the end of 2010, a lot of things happened in the world. A lot of new activists arrived, like Anonymous, the problem with WikiLeaks. The world was really at the edge of something, like with the crisis, the economic crisis, who is really bad in Europe, really bad in US. And all these kind of things make me realize that maybe it was the time. Actually, it was the time, at least for me, to start to find the idea around the project. I start a blog and I start to write about my vision of what was happening in the world, and from that it was clear for me that we had to do something. And I just took a camera. I took my daughter with a photographer student, and we started the road trip from coast to coast in US. We did like for 6 weeks. We were traveling all around, just simply meeting people, try to see the underbelly of a world. A little bit, everything was on the side, what you don't really see usually. Try to meet people. Yeah, try to just get your own point of view and give your own opinion about the world. So we filmed for 6 weeks, took photos, and start to build a pretty good database for the blog. And I showed what I was doing to a friend of mine who is a movie director, Luka, his name, and I tried to guide me. And at the moment, we try to find like a production to continue the project, because we completely financed by ourselves the whole thing. And in the middle of this summer, I start to get the opportunity to come to Central America. I got an invitation because I'm doing performance also on the side. So I got an invitation to go to Guadalajara to present a performance, and another invitation to Costa Rica for 6 weeks after. So maybe it was just a coincidence, but it was again a 6 weeks pattern, and it was from one side to the other of not of one country, but like the transition part between two America, the South America in the North America. So I thought it was a good idea to do the second step of the project. So again, we left with no finance, just the plane ticket, and we arrived in Guadalajara and start to do images, videos, photos, and interview with the people who were meeting. So we did a couple of things about. Good question about. We did a lot of things around the ritual because there is a lot of something that we don't have anymore in Europe. There is a lot of rituals still here. There is a big culture, like the pre-Hispanic culture is still really an important part of the Mexican culture. So we did a temescal ceremony, and after we did we did a peyote ceremony with a different group. We document the whole thing. We did the photos with people from gangs. Yesterday we did like something around the Institute of Criminology within Puebla, and so on and so on. We try to just to see what people are ready to show us and to document it as good as possible. Actually, we are pretty happy with what we have so far, and we keep going from Puebla. We're going to Oaxaca, we go to Chiapas, we go to Guatemala, Salvador, Costa Rica, and after we come back to Nicaragua.